Um, Dan Arbel is with us, and Dan works with the Center for Israeli Studies, also a former Deputy Chief of Mission at the Embassy of Israel in Washington, D.C. Dan, I know you were listening to what Daniel Levy there had to say, and effectively saying that the US has not used its leverage in placing those demands on Mr. Netanyahu to de-escalate. I wonder if you could add to that.
I think the U.S. has is using its leverage, has used its leverage. For instance, just last week, the fact that Israel increased the flow of humanitarian assistance into the Gaza Strip, the fact that it has allowed the U.S. to create a maritime humanitarian zone to bring assistance into Gaza. The fact that Israel has been redeploying its forces, taking its forces out of the city of Khan Yunis and bringing them more back to northern Gaza, and also withdrawing from parts of northern Gaza into Israel. So we are seeing Israel responding to U.S. pressure. So I wouldn't say that that Israel is not. I would counter argue that U.S. does have leverage, and that leverage has been effective. The U.S. is not perhaps using entirely all of its leverage, and has not conditioned so far its arms transfers, its arms, providing arms and ammunitions to the IDF yet. But again, it has made clear that if the understandings are not reached between the U.S. and Israel over an operation in southern Gaza, in and around the city of Rafah, then the U.S. may, consider what weapons it will be providing the Israelis, and making it clear that the U.S. is very unhappy with Israel's intention to conduct an operation in Rafah. So perhaps Daniel Levy would like to see more pressure or U.S. using more leverage. I certainly feel that they have used leverage, and they may have they do stand a chance to use more, stronger leverage in the coming days and weeks. But I think that right now, as we see the conflict widening, and as we see this Iranian challenge and confrontation developing with Iran, I think that the U.S. is focusing on that, and their focus may shift from what's happening in Gaza to what's happening vis-a-vis Iran.